Getting ready for a traditional dance performance is an art in itself. It's all essential to help bring a performance to life. In this video, I'll show you how costumes, makeup, and hair all come together behind the scenes. Personally, to me, the first step of getting ready is always hair. Hairstyles aren't just functional, they complete the dancer's overall look and help complement the costume. So before anything, I put my hair up in a high ponytail. Most traditional dances require hairstyles like sasak or chapol. These styles keep the hair secure and prevent it from getting in the way during intricate movements, which is especially important in fast-paced dances or performances with dramatic gestures that require you to move your head a lot. Symbolically, the neat and structured hairstyles reflect the elegance and discipline that the dance embodies. A chapal or bun is also practical because it allows dancers to wear traditional headpieces like flowers or ornaments without them falling off. The chapal is also a bun that usually comes in as part of the costumes, and some of them have many different variations. It could be a bun with hairnets and fake hair like this one, or it can be in the form of a ponytail, which you need to form a bun with by yourself. Most of the time, they're all the same. They need to be held down with a lot of bobby pins to be firm, tight, and really high on your head, because they're kind of like the foundation of most headpieces used in traditional dance. For example, in Tari Gambyong, the hair is styled into a sleek bun and then sasak at the front, then adorned with flesh flowers like malati, also known as jasmine. This adds to the graceful and welcoming nature of the dance, making the performer look elegant and polished. In Tor Tor Tandok, the chapal is placed slightly to the back of the head, since it helps support the tandok on top. In the dance Deki Deng, the chapal sits right at the top of the head, since there is a headpiece that needs to be tied to it. So mostly, they're all on top of the head, but in the end, it really depends on the headpiece that you're wearing. This is mine. It looks like that. It's just a ball of fake hair. So you put your hair up in a really high ponytail, then you put in a bun, and then you bobby pin this to the very top. Ta-da! Okay, moving on. A secure hairstyle also helps dancers focus on their performance without worrying about distractions during the show. So you need to make sure that everything on your head is really secure and tight to avoid it from falling. There is no such thing as too many bobby pins, don't worry. Now the next step, stage makeup. It's essential for enhancing facial expressions, making sure that the audience can see the emotions clearly, even from a distance. Any performance usually requires heavy stage makeup, sometimes even making you look unrecognizable. But why? Well, theater and stage lights can actually wash out facial features, especially when you're watching from a distance, like at the very back. Heavy makeup ensures that the dancer's expressions like smiles, frowns, or even dramatic eye movements are still visible to the audience, even when they're watching at the back. In traditional dances, the performer often embodies a character in order to tell a story. Bold makeup helps emphasize those characteristics, like strength, elegance, joy, or any other emotion that you're trying to show. The makeup is designed to match the costume and the overall aesthetic of the dance. Bright lipstick, defined eyes, and strong contouring all align with the dramatic nature of any performance. By defined eyes, I mean gigantic false lashes and a lot of blush. Don't forget, a lot of blush. While it can feel heavy and dramatic up close, and takes a good amount of time to take off, stage makeup is actually what brings the dancer's performance to life. It's all part of the transformation from an everyday person to a performer on the stage. Some dancers will choose to do half of their makeup first, style their hair, and then finish the rest of their makeup. This helps keep everything clean and intact throughout the entire process of getting ready. Before a performance, many of the dancers arrive backstage in a simple jacket and tank top or a button-up shirt. Anything that's easy to remove without having to be lifted above your head and face, so they can change into their full costume without messing up their hair and makeup. Now, costumes come last in the preparation process. They're often intricate with layers upon layers of fabric and accessories, and it's important to put on carefully without smudging makeup or disrupting the hairstyle. Costumes in Indonesian folk dance aren't just beautiful, every aspect of it represents something meaningful. For example, the costume of Tari Gambyong from Central Java is simple yet elegant. It typically includes a kain batik wrapped in a traditional style, paired with a kamban, which is a strapless top that allows freedom of movement. The dancer also wears a selendang, draped across the shoulder and used in the performance to create flowing, graceful gestures. The colors are often bright and cheerful, reflecting the joyful nature of the dance. Wearing a costume like this transforms the dance into a visual story. Every detail from patterns on the batik to the way that the selendang moves adds depth and meaning to the performance. While the costumes are stunning, they can also be quite complicated to put on and take off, especially with the layers of fabric and accessories. Putting on the costumes is the final transformation, turning the dancer into a living piece of art. But something else that we can't forget is that it's also important to prepare both physically and mentally before going on stage. Physical preparation before a performance can include stretching and warming up, or practicing key movements while listening to the song for precision, and to make sure that we don't forget anything while we're on stage. Mental preparation is just as important. Taking time to calm down and ease your nerves allows you to fully immerse yourself in the performance. It's about channeling any stress into the energy and emotion of the dance. Personally speaking, going on stage while you're stressed or overwhelmed or essentially out of it can never be a good thing, because you could lose your place on the stage or you could also forget your moves. It's not just about how you look, it's about how you feel and what you want the audience to experience as well. But we'll go deeper into this topic another time. Finally, every detail from costumes to makeup and preparation comes together to create a performance that can tell a story. I hope this gave you a glimpse of how much heart actually goes into every moment. In the next episode, we'll dive into the techniques that can bring folk dances to life, including posture, expressions, and performance tips. I'll see you soon. Bye!